Welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2022 Top 40 Rankings countdown. Place number 17, Ireland, Brooke, That's Rich. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and like, share, and comment below. So enter the UK's nearest neighbours into my rankings countdown, and Ireland are bringing an up-tempo, fun dance bop sung by the irrepressible Brooke. Brooke has already had her fair share of incident and excitement in her pre-party season, where perhaps one of the most notable things is when she was flying for the event Barcelona, where she managed to lose her passport between the plane and border control, and then had the Spanish border police watching her music video, to show who she was and what she was coming to Spain for, etc. So certainly an interesting start to her promotion. Now, can she continue her Eurovision journey and bring Ireland to the final after some disappointing results over the past couple of years, or the past couple of Eurovisions? Now, Ireland had a national final for the first time. It was the first time in quite a few years, I think. And I'll be honest, it was a pretty mediocre selection. That's Rich really stood apart as the only one they really could have sent. It was very deserving. When there was a bit of extra drama when some of the juries didn't mark it as high as they should. Well, I say juries, it was only 3 or 4 people on the jury. But it was, as I say, it was really the only song I think Ireland could have sent, and with the hope of doing something at the contest. And so we've got an up-tempo female vocal bop from Ireland, and it's got a very, I would say, Anglospheric. So I mean, the Anglosphere. But, it's got a very Anglospheric feel to it. It maybe not the most up to date, but it does have a very familiar feel, and it's a genre of music that I enjoy, and I think a lot of people in the UK and Ireland, I'm sure, enjoy as well. This has had a really curious reaction, in a way, from the fandom, in that it seems to do quite well in some of the fan polls. The Eurovision scoreboard app, for example, when you have people putting in there doing their top 40s, you're quite often seeing Ireland appear in the top 20, as it is in my own one here. But when you look at some of the results of the more formal votes, like the AGA poll that goes on, and there's a couple of other ones as well, it's been a bit of a different picture, and Brooke hasn't been picking up as many points. And I suspect that's maybe she's not being picked at some of people's number ones or in the personal top 10s. And so it's just missing out, potentially. Brooke herself won't be unknown to UK audiences. She was a contender on the UK's The Voice at one point, and for once, the UK is voting in the semi-final that Ireland is competing in, as does Australia, and so at least that always helps give Ireland some points. Whether or not it will be enough, I don't know. Brooks, she as I say, she's irrepressible. She's funny. She's very chaotic. She's living her best life. She's been having a ball at the pre-parties, and I hope that comes across on stage. They are obviously looking again at what they're doing for the staging. I wouldn't say that. While it was great to see the Irish having a national section again, obviously it wasn't an awful lot went into the staging at the national final, and so that is being reworked. I don't know how much they've got to throw at it in terms of resource, but we'll see what that comes up with. They took a risk last year, and it didn't pay off. So we'll interested to see how they do this year. Brooke's a very energetic performer. Her live vocal varies. She does some really good ones, and sometimes the other ones, sometimes they're not necessarily so good. So, how will this do at a contest? Well, I think the general consensus, sadly, is that this won't qualify. And I think that's not probably because people dislike the song. I think they probably just look at it and go, yeah, fun, I know, a fun song, but not necessarily seeing that juries will go for it and not necessarily seeing that it will get enough public vote, which I think is a real shame because it is a fun song. And I think it will be enjoyed in, well, I would say being enjoyed in Euro Club in Turin, but I don't think there is one. So wherever they're playing Eurovision songs, wherever that may be, I'm sure it will come on if they're playing this year's selection. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for Brooke. I'm sure she'll be getting some points from the UK, and let's just see if there'll be enough to take Ireland into the final.